Broncos fans, at least we get to get all the dad jokes out of the way right now because all you're going to hear the next week is, well, at least the Broncos can't lose this Sunday. But going into the bye week, what's the biggest change you want to see? There's a lot of them. That was a pretty horrific loss at home. I'm going to use the word horrific because it was just eye-burning in the second half especially. So let me know what the biggest change you want to see out of this team is during the bye week. Reply while the intro video rolls. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson, and the Broncos are back to sucking, right? We can't have nice things in Denver. Big win last week against the Cowboys on the road, and then you come back and lay an egg against the Eagles at home. I got two quick things I want to talk about right off the bat before we move anywhere. Keep it right here, producer Jeremy. One, what is this team's identity offensively? Is it to run the football between Gordon and Williams? Because if so, that's fine and dandy and all, but it's 2021. You have to have some sort of passing attack, and the passing game continues to just be fluid and not in a good way, in a way that it changes week to week, and it's mostly just garbage time. Honestly and truthfully, I was happy the Broncos didn't get a garbage touchdown at the end because I would not want any extra padded stats to make it look like the air game was that much better for Bridgewater. It was awful today. 2, Vic Fangio at home sucks. This is year 2.5 now, and I've got some big stats for you guys. 1, Fangio at home all time, 9-12. I just feel bad for those people that spend their money, spend their time to drive out to Mile High and watch garbage. 2, and I mean garbage, and this is where the second point really hits home. At home, at all time for Fangio, he has lost by 3 or more scores 6 times. He's only had 2.5 seasons, and throughout his 21 games at home, they've had their ass kicked 6 times. You're a defensive coach, and you get your blank pushed in that many times. 30-13, the final. Look at the stats. Jalen Hurts, just 178 yards. No, not just 178 yards. This team was putting him on the ice in the second half because they didn't need to throw the football. He was torching the Broncos. Jalen Hurts looked like a first overall pick. That's what the Broncos defense did at times. Jordan Howard, I didn't think he even played anymore. He came out of retirement or came out of some hiatus slash what's it called, State Farm job or some insurance company, wherever he was working, and just ran all over Denver. Javonte Smith, what a great touchdown. I mean, really, I'm not going to say anything else aside from that. Then Bridgewater, Williams, and Al-O. At least Al-O had some good moments in this game because the tight ends for the Broncos haven't done much all year. Noah Fant here and there a little bit. Al-O's been a little banged up, had some injuries and other stuff going on lately, but all in all, pretty miserable performance from start to finish for the Broncos. I really just can't hit it enough. At home, losing 30-13. This is a Broncos team that time and time again has seen their fans, which is one of the best fan bases in the NFL, come out, root on their team for they can't even give them a good show. It's not even a fun middle school play. It's a bad middle school play. It's the kind of middle school play where your parents forget to hit record because it's that ugly. And it's partially because of this guy, Teddy Bridgewater, known for 3 things: death, taxes, and a meaningless check down on third down. If you're third and 3, Bridgewater will get you 5 yards. If you're 3rd and 8, he'll give you 5 yards. What are we doing here? Seriously. Third down, time and time again, Bridgewater doesn't look to throw it beyond the sticks. I'd rather have an incomplete pass than be punting on 4th and 3. This is a routine problem for Bridgewater this season. When the Broncos are in a lead against a crappy team, it kind of gets overlooked because they punt it, and an early Daniel Jones or Trevor Lawrence Jacksonville Jaguars team doesn't do much with the football. But a Jalen Hurts and a good Eagles offense does. They take advantage of these punts. I mean, these third down checkdowns are mind-boggling, all right? And then the other big thing I want to hit on, the end of the game. What in tarnation is going on with Bridgewater? You have an opportunity to get some garbage time touchdown at least, and on 4th and goal, you just throw it out the back of the end zone like you're late for a dinner or something. Where's your reservation at, Bridgewater? I hope you didn't miss it, because the rest of us are spending our time and money watching you guys play for you just to throw it out of the back of the end zone when Tim Patrick is at least in a somewhat catchable position. just really pisses me off. So with that being said, I don't even know why I put A on here. But grade the Broncos Week 10 performance. Don't even put A. A is not there. B is not there in my opinion. C, D, or F. Those can be the only realistic options, okay? C, D, or F. Let me know where you guys are at. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down, reply, then come back when the ad is over. Another thing I want to talk about in the show, if you haven't noticed yet, pretty pissed off because the Broncos had a great opportunity to pick up another win at home after a huge win on the road against Dallas last week and try and squeak in the playoffs. But the red zone issues continue to be brain-scratching, okay? The Broncos entered today 22nd in the NFL in the red zone, scoring a touchdown about 55% of trips. And what do they do this time? Field goal, blocked field goal, throw it out the back of the end zone at the end of the game. The red zone, just overall approach, sucks. I don't really hate the play calling as much as I just do the inability to execute. And the play calling's not like pin perfect, okay? This is not a pitch perfect kind of deal with the play calling. But I don't think it is the end-all be-all and the biggest issue for the Broncos. Look at their offensive numbers today. 326 yards, 216 through the air, 110 on the ground. But once again, it's just garbage time. And you can tell it's garbage time because 2 for 12 on third down. 2 for freaking 12. Unable to move the ball at all. This offense is. One day I'm going to take the actual time to sit down and remove garbage time because if you really look at the first 3 quarters, which the Denver Broncos have sucked at in close games, and this wasn't even a close game, you would see it's not a good picture. Okay, it's a nice picture of Javonte Williams, who seems to be the only one giving a damn. But anyway, I digress. Guys, when the Broncos do get a franchise quarterback, and I'm not so pissed off in front of the camera, we will have you covered here at the Broncos Breakdown. So make sure you are subscribed because when that day comes, and it will come, whether it's Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, or who knows, that day's going to come. It's going to be the next John Elway and Peyton Manning of the Broncos. It's not going to be Drew Lock, or it's not going to be frickin' Brock Osweiler or Swaggy P. Lynch. No. When that day comes, we will have you covered, so subscribe right now. If your phone's going off right now, don't be alarmed. You are getting an actual Amber Alert because where the hell is Courtland Sutton? Looking for a 6'4", 215-pound male, number 14. Have you seen him? I'm going to ask you more about this in just a moment, but first I want to tell you about our sportsbook partner, BetUS. They hook you up with the 125% deposit bonus, and all you got to do is go to the link at the bottom of your screen, plug in the promo code right there, Broncos125, and you are hooked up with a 125% deposit bonus, and here at Chat Sports, we're hooking you up with a free jersey. If you're new to the show, let me tell you how it works because it's super simple. You have 4 steps right there. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Broncos125. Sign up. Deposit $100. You get $125 on top. You got $225 to play with. I'm not saying I would bet in the Broncos with that money, but do with it what you will. Email us, jersey@chatsports.com with your BetUS account number, a screenshot of your first bet, and then all we need from you is, you want a Jerry Jeudy jersey? What color? What size do you want it? Maybe it's a Bradley Chubb jersey you're looking at. All I know is the holiday season is coming around the corner, and personally, I tend to put off my Christmas shopping. Don't be that guy. Give your loved one a brand new Broncos jersey, and the only thing you have to do to get it is gamble. Seems like a pretty fair deal to me. Check us out. Email us jersey@chatsports.com if you have any more questions about this awesome deal. It will not last forever. I want to go back to the Courtland Sutton thing because first 6 games of the season, loved what I saw of him. He can be a little streaky at times, but the last 4 games, there's a huge drop-off. Sure, it's 2 less games, but, I mean, look at the regression across the board, essentially, excluding average, which doesn't really change much if you have enough of a sample size. 14 targets in the last 4 games compared to 58 through the first 6, 146 yards. I have my fantasy team, and I'm done playing him at this rate because he has not been a factor for this Broncos offense. I also want to talk about the Melvin Gordon fumble play, probably the game-changing play. It ended with Darius Slay picking it up and scoring 6, and that really was the dagger because the Broncos go down the field, they score. It's a close game. Instead, it's almost a 14-point swing, it feels like. Before we talk about it a little bit more, actually, let's talk about it right now because I want to ask this question. Should Teddy Bridgewater have attempted a tackle? If you didn't see the replay, check it out. Go look at the highlight of this one. Because Bridgewater, He just lays off. He looked a lot like Von Miller. Looked a lot like Cam Newton in the Super Bowl, if you know what I mean. Didn't bother. And to me, it's a little telling because if it's Tom Brady, yeah, I tell Tom Brady, get off the field. Don't bother getting hurt. Is Bridgewater in that group? Should all quarterbacks be in that group? Because Bridgewater didn't even, it looked like the guy had cooties, and this was a third-grade playground, okay? So for Bridgewater, want to know, why for yes and for no? Should he have attempted a tackle, or is he too good to be possibly hurt? That's a mean way of saying, that's a mean thing to say. I don't mean it that way. But I do mean, should Bridgewater be busting his ass trying to make a play and grinding out there, or is he in the upper tier of quarterbacks and he can just lay off and let the guy score and not risk, avoid an injury at all costs? So, with that loss, let's see where the Broncos currently stand right now in the AFC playoff picture. As we film right now, Sunday Night Football is like 10 minutes underway. So we're waiting on that Raiders-Chiefs result. That's gonna move a lot of pieces around. But the Chargers at least lost to the Vikings, so that helps the Broncos a little bit. But there they are, 5-5. At the back of the pack, behind the Colts, behind the Browns. They don't have the tiebreaker over Cleveland. Indy's got it over AFC wins or something like that. It's a long uphill battle for Denver. You look at their schedule coming up. Thankfully, they have a bye, so they can try and work things out before they get ready for the Chargers at home. So that's at least a good coming up thing. You have an LA team that's tough to beat, not an easy out at home. Then you begin to face the Chiefs, the first of two games. The Lions, who are no longer winning list, but still have yet to win. Bengals won't be easy, and then you have the Raiders at Week 16. That's the next 5 games for the Broncos. Before we wrap up the video today, I wore my blue shirt because I was wearing Broncos blue, and instead, the Broncos, well, I still loved it, went out in their all-orange uniforms. So let me know if you like those uniforms. Just kind of curious what you guys are feeling about that. L for like or D for dislike. We'll be back with more Broncos videos later on in the week, but make sure you subscribe to the channel today.